Today, we take a look at the bull case for gold in 4 charts. Of course, you get the usual gold, silver, platinum analysis by me, and you get to do all the other stuff that we do here. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below, but if you're watching live, you get to enjoy everything we do here at Good Morning Stackers, your weekdaily live show with me, Joe Main. I've worked in the precious metals industry for 11 years, a stacker for longer than that. Now I do this show and I help you do other things, which I'll tell you all about sometime in the show. Got to do a couple of little plugs, of course. But in the first 1 minute of the show, you get to enjoy the Synchronised Slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage of your choice, whatever it is. I'm not going to judge. We're not judgy people here at GMS, and we slurp it together. The rule is it must be an audible slurp. It is the honor system. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slurp it. Are we all suitably fed and watered today? I'm not usually a breakfast guy, but today I downed 5 raw eggs and I took a big chunk of butter from the fridge and just chomped on it and ate it. Yes, I am a carnivore, and I'm not joking. But anyway, I am Joe Main and this is GMS. Of course, what we do in the first few minutes of the show is we do our shoutouts, because what is this show all about? Of course, the weekdaily live show, all about gold, silver, economic news, bullion related stuff, economic related stuff as well. Sometimes we get a little political sometimes and a little bit preppy as well, that kind of stuff. But really, it's all about the GMS family. So we have to do the shoutouts. And I think I have at least one new watcher today who I just saw on Facebook before who wanted the link. Hazza, good morning. GMS says Hazza. CT. GMS says debt is great. Ray M, of course, good to see you. GMS, everyone. Minister, back in the house too. GMS, Ben Ferrugia. See, this is what you do. The regular subscribers, they say GMS, meaning good morning, stackers. Lance, GMS, ya legends. Knackers O'Reilly, where's your GMS, bro? Jojo, yo, GMS, bro. Let's go. And CT says, the Synchronised Slurp. I think it's probably one of the favorite parts of your day, particularly when you get to see a mug with my face on it. Is that weird? Look. There we go. Anyway, all right. Good morning, Jason Ashworth. As well, it is great to see Yol here. Ash's Gold Adventures is also here as well. We are streaming on, just so you know, we're streaming on YouTube as we do. Please hit the like button as soon as humanly possible. And we're also streaming on Facebook as well. You can hit the like button there as well. But hit the like button on YouTube, on Facebook. We're not streaming on Twitter because for some reason it just doesn't like me at the moment. But that's okay. That's life. So let's go straight into it. I think we'll do the topic of the day, and then I will do some quick plugs, and then I will look at my gold, silver, and analysis, and then we'll get out of here. I'm going to guess this might be like a 40-minute show. Let's go with that. Sometimes they're longer, sometimes they're shorter. All right, let's talk about gold's bull case in 4 charts. This is a recent report from Heraeus. Heraeus Precious Metals, as you know, they are a precious metals refinery. They make their own bars, etc. If you've never bought a Heraeus product, you've never seen a Heraeus product, you can find them. They've been around for decades now. So you can find old school vintage Heraeus bars, gold and silver, and then they still produce their own. But they produce their own report. I think it's either every day or once a week or something like that. I just saw it. They posted it yesterday, and I wanted to show it to you. It's their case. It's just 4 quick little charts, and we'll take a look and we'll give our own opinion. And I want your opinions below as well when we read this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? All right, so let's take a look at the chart. All we'll have to do is share the dang screen, people. Here we go. Heraeus, precious metals. So right here, Heraeus, precious metals, precious appraisal? Sure. No worries. Here we go, right here. And this is basically the first 4 charts. They do an update again, this is for the 29th of July. I think it's once a week. Maybe it's even once a day. But right here on the left-hand side, you just can't see it. It's cut off, but there's silver, platinum, palladium. They do rhodium, ruthenium, iridium as well, trends and investments. But we'll just look at this right here. Market Spotlight. the case for gold in the bull case for gold in 4 charts. So very short, sharp, and simple. Let's go in close to look at them all in lockstep. Right here, you can see the first one. Number 1, a Trump presidency is viewed as broadly positive for the outlook of gold. Okay, heightened political uncertainty could be a positive driver for gold as a general hedge against geopolitical risk. The odds of a Trump presidency have improved following recent events. Trump is in favor of weakening the dollar and increasing tariffs on imported goods. So that is their first case for, okay, a Trump presidency, they're saying could be positive driver for gold because of the heightened political uncertainty. What do you think about that? Here's my opinion is, like, I don't know. I don't know whether it would, but many people, I mean, if you take a look at the stock market has been pricing in, I think, had been pricing in a Trump presidency, and that was looking good for the stock market. The stock market's been up. So, you know, the stock market, as you know, it's a future projection of what people think, you know, the future is going to be like, you know, 1 to 2 years down the track, maybe even 5 years down the track. And so it's been going up recently. Some people believe that Trump is a little bit priced in to that, if that makes sense. And there's a big case to say, and I guess it really does depend on which side of the aisle you're really on. So again, it could be just complete confirmation bias, but I would imagine, and a lot of you have been thinking the same thing, I know, based on the comments from when we talked about it previously, that a Trump presidency could be seen as a good thing for the economy. And if that's a good thing for the economy, therefore, in good economic times, gold tends to go down. Okay? But it seems like here, Horace is saying Trump presidency as viewed as broadly positive for the outlook of gold because of, from what I understand what they're saying, heightened political uncertainty. I don't know if I agree with that. It depends how, I can see it one way or the other. So this particular number 1 bull case in 4 charts, yeah, okay. So you can see here gold price in bull market index, US presidential election, trading days. Yeah, okay. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, yeah, maybe not. On this particular one. Again, I think Trump gets in, people would be more positive. I think the markets kind of prices that in, probably less good for gold. So but here's the thing. Do you want to see Kamala go in? Maybe you do, and that's okay, and I won't blame you. That's right. Everyone has their own opinions, and that's okay with me. I champion all opinions because we like free speech. Number 2, here we go. A weaker dollar is expected after a Republican US administration. So this kind of follows on from here. Number 2, their bull case. Re-inflationary policy and tariffs, are part of Trump's goal to support US exports, but could also support the price of risk assets, such as gold. The strength of both the gold and dollar prices, have been poorly correlated year to date, but fundamentally should be supportive of gold. Post your comment below. What do you think about that? So right here, they're showing this chart. Gold has shown remarkable strength versus the DXY, the US dollar index, since late 2023. So this is the dollar index inverted, okay, and then the dollar index, and then you've got the AU price going up. So a bit of a divergence as such. When that's going up, that's going down. Although that did go lockstep here, but we know what was happening. That was lockstep there. I don't know about that one either. Tell me what you think. Basically, I think all data is bullshit anyway. But let's continue to read. I want your comments below. Number 3, the bull case in 4 charts for gold. Net speculation position is bullish, but still has room to improve. Net longs have grown to 28.8 million ounces in July. This is still below the high of 35.4 million ounces during the COVID pandemic. Yeah, makes sense. Highlighting scope for further accumulation of longs in the second half of this year. Continued long building could help the gold price rise higher. Yes, of course it could do. However, the risk of price reversal does increase as positioning becomes more stretched. Yep, I do agree with that. But is that necessarily a bull case for gold? Net longs have grown. Okay, they've grown compared to the high of 35.4, but that was during COVID. Okay, they say highlighting scope for further accumulation. Why does that highlight scope for further accumulation? Because there's no COVID pandemic that we're aware of that's coming right around the election. Gee, what do they say? The simulation, if we live in a simulation, it would give you, what does Elon Musk say and other people? The most entertaining outcome is the most likely if we live in a simulation. I happen to believe it's most likely than not. So I don't see how this doesn't read well to me, and I could be completely wrong. But it's below the high, but that doesn't mean it's going there because that high was because of the COVID pandemic. So unless there's another one coming, then there's nothing to say that the longs would increase from 25.8 million ounces in July to anything higher than that. Why is that necessarily true? So, we'll go to the next one. I'll say, look, Heraeus have to bring out reports because they do. So I don't know about the first three. Now, does that mean I'm bearish on gold? Absolutely not. I'm bullish for gold in the longer term. But gold investment, now this could be an interesting one. Gold investment remains unsaturated. Despite a turn in global gold ETF holdings, volumes of allocated metal are still 30 million ounces lower. Well, 30 million ounces lower than the peak in 2020. Well, that's what was happening in 2020. The prospect of US interest rate cuts. Right. Now, the prospect of US interest rate cuts in September is likely to be driving inflows. Yes, and momentum switching from the east to west. Could be a strong swing factor for the gold price in the second half of 2024. The only thing I will agree with there is that the prospect of US interest rate cuts, which there has been talk about it, but there's always talk of it. The prospect of rate cuts in September is likely to be driving inflows. Yes, I'd agree with that. If there's speculation about it and reasonable speculation about a rate cut, that's going to be good for gold. Generally, interest rates go down, more money printing, more currency printing, more currency circulation, more inflation, better for the gold price. And momentum, and this is interesting, and momentum switching from the east to west. What's been the indicator of that? I would like to know. Could be a strong swing factor. Yep, okay. The chart here is ETF holdings versus gold price. And here it says Asian and other regional ETF inflows continue as price rose. Yeah, okay. So those are the four charts. What do you think? Post your comments below. Those are the four charts for the bull case for gold by Heraeus. Here is my initial thoughts, and let's go back and I'll get your quick thoughts, and then we will do some plugs, some announcements, and then we'll do my gold, silver, and platinum daily analysis or week daily analysis. Here's what I think. I have no idea. I fully believe, and I've said this before, and I won't go too much into the spiel of it. I went from being, I'm like whatever in my 20s. I'm just focused on my career and this and all that. In my 30s, I started going down the rabbit hole, all the way down the rabbit hole and all the way back out again about how it seems that the world works. But then I became a real reason and evidence guy. Real what did this study say? This study said this, and this study said this, and this study, which happened to confirm my biases already. Funny that says this, and this new study came out that said this, and this study and new scientists said this, but this new study and this thing. And I was a real reason and evidence guy until about 5 years ago, roughly, and then I started shifting from real reason and evidence guy to basically all data is bullshit. All data of any importance is bullshit, particularly all data that relates to any kind of economic stuff, because economic and political go together. So anything to do with political poll numbers, this, anything broader that has anything to do with political nature or economic nature is basically maybe a 50-50 shot of being true. And sometimes you've got to ask, well, and I'm not saying Haraeus were doing this, but were Haraeus just writing this report just to get a report out? Do they believe it themselves? Yeah, they could, very much so. They go, no, definitely, I think it's going to be this. It could also just be an article. So there's nothing in there. Now, I'm not saying I'm in gold and silver, right? So I'm not saying that it's a negative, but I'm just saying you just got to watch every single bit of data. So you've got to be wary that any data that you read is actually true. Number one, those charts could be inaccurate from a pure data perspective. Who wrote that chart? Who collated that particular data? Who did the thing? Did they just make a calculation error? Okay, number one. Then, where is it coming from? Well, it's coming from Haraeus, which happened to be a precious metals refiner, and they sell gold bars and all that. So do you think there's any kind of economic incentive for them to be rah, 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 gold bull case, here's 4 charts? So that's number 2. And number 3, they got to write their report. They do it it's either every day or once a week at least. I think something like that. I'd have to check. Writers got to write. So you got to write something. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of like me, right? And I try not to do this. I look at the evidence, and I am bullish. I am personally, and I just can give you, it's just my personal feeling. I am bullish on gold and silver in the next 10 years, roughly. I could be completely wrong. You could be completely wrong. But it's just, it could be my complete confirmation bias, but it feels right to me. And things completely could change that. You know, what if Trump gets in? What if the economy goes absolutely bull roaring and, you know, people are much more positive? Then gold could go down. I think overall, but when you look at gold over the long period of time, it tends to track with inflation. And so from, 1967, from the long-term charts, it's been like that. If you do the trend line, it's like that. Okay, so that's why gold tends to just continue to go up. And if anything, and this is why we're in precious metals, it maintains your purchasing power over long periods of time. And that's why you're really in it. Okay, so don't worry about the short ups and downs, even over years and ups and downs. You're over the longer term, you're doing good. And if you're doing this for your little kids or your big kids anyway, I'm going to turn that off because I'm looking really washed out. So the short answer is I don't know. It looks interesting. I disagree with the Trump presidency thing. I don't know about that. I'm just looking at this thing right now. The other stuff, the ETF, the inflows, the longs, yeah, maybe. That's my short opinion on it. And as I said, I'm never the guy that tells you, oh, we're definitely going this way and we're definitely going that way, because I've learned my lesson over the years for that. So let's get a couple of comments on this. Let's see, platinum to gold. Yes, we'll talk about that in a sec. Ben Farouge. Chris asks, what happens to precious metals if there is a contested election like Venezuela? I would imagine in that instance that would be uncertainty, and when there's uncertainty, gold goes like that. For how long that would be, I don't know. But in times of uncertainty, gold goes like that. Gold goes up in times of uncertainty because it's the flight to safety, as they say. Man, I'm really washed out, but there's nothing I can do about that. That's cool. Let's see. Jason Ashworth says, Trump good for top 1%. They will be happy. I would say that Trump's good for everyone. Trump's good for everyone. That's my humble opinion. You can disagree, and that's okay. It's not just for the 1%. A lot of data, and I agree. Knackers, a lot of data is manipulated to suit the agenda. Absolutely. And then I would go one more and say, it's all the data is manipulated to suit the agenda. Data in anything important, not like, looking at the world Guinness record books and say who's done the longest high jump, who's done the highest high jump. Well, that's factual because you went to the Olympics, your thing, and they recorded it and all that. Again, that physics-wise, if you try to jump off your roof and flap your arms and fly, that's not going to work because that's hard data, right? But anything to do with political, anything that is open to interpretation, calculations, blah, 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 it's all manipulated on both sides, on one side and on your side too, no matter what side you're on. It happens to all of us, okay? So we're basically using our own confirmation bias and we're going to make the decisions we want to make anyway. Make sense? The report sounds, Lance says the report sounds self-serving based on nothing but hope to me. I would agree with that. That doesn't mean gold's tanking from here forever and ever. And just that particular report, yeah. Charts are bullshit in, bullshit out. Yes. Now, I would agree with that unless we're looking at raw data. And when I do technical analysis, I'm looking at the raw data of the spot price, which, of course, yes, can be manipulated by big whales and, COMEX and all that sort of stuff. But I'm still looking at the raw data. But that's why when I'm analyzing it, I never say, you're watching me do it in real time. So I'm just going, based on this and this, it could go here and could go here. Let's see. Miners are treading water in a somewhat reassuring manner. Hopefully we see some buying soon. Well, that would be nice. Any particular comments on that? Nathan R. says Trump all the way. All righty. All right. And I'll come back to that one, Ben Ferrugia. Okie dokes. And I'll come back to those other comments. So that is the bull case for gold in 4 charts. Yeah, maybe. You just got to watch who is bringing it out and all that stuff. Unless you watch me naturally, and I'll give you completely unbiased opinions on all the things, and everything I say is factually true and correct, and you no. Okay. But you can watch me do the live gold, silver, platinum analysis, which I will do in just a few seconds, of course, after I tell you about my brand partner. Where are we? That's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Woo! Right there. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Australia's first dealer to offer free shipping, Australia-wide, express sign-on delivery, fully tracked, fully insured, all that. When you buy over certain amounts of gold and silver, it can be as simple as buying 20 silver ounces and you get free shipping. What they have here, and this is perthbullion.com.au, right here, as you know, my brand partner, they also happen to be, well, I'll tell you that in a second. This is perthbullion.com.au, Perth Bullion Exchange in Perth, WA, They ship Australia-wide, they don't ship internationally for my international subscribers. But out of interest, they have their weekly special, and their weekly special is not that. So let's type in the special for the week. Let's have a look. I'm going to type in the word special. Do they have a special for the week? Let's see. Adjudicate round. Oh, they've still got that one going on. They don't think they've put up their special of the week just yet, but that's okay. When they do, it will be up. Out of interest, they've got Libertards on sale over here. They've got the Niue Island stuff. Looks like is that still part of it? That's probably not part of it, I imagine. Okay. Looks like that might still be a thing right there. Okay, anyway, Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. All you need to do is to get free shipping, you buy over a certain amount of bullion. It can be as small as 3 gold ounces. It can be as little as 20 silver ounces. But also you can mix and match. And here's the big thing. If you wanted some gold and silver, right, you could add a gold bar. You could add a whole bunch of different things as long as the total amount of items in the cart is 20 or more, you get free shipping. So you don't have to buy 20 of the one thing. You can mix and match 20 of whatever, 3 of these 1 10th-ounce gold coins, they're sold out at the moment. Maybe some of these 1 gram gold bars, a bunch of silver coins of different brands. As long as the total amount of items is 20 or more, instant free shipping. And I'm going to show you that right now. Actually, let's do that together. Why not? Because I want to prove it to you. So let's go, for example, what are these? These are 1 10th ounce things. So let's go, I'll do 10 of those. Let's see if this works. Now, if I'm doing this on the fly and then it turns out I'm wrong, that's not good. But out of interest, we'll go back here. We'll go gold. So that's 10. The shipping, we'll go gold in grams. Let's do, out of interest, we'll do 5 of those. I'll do 5 of those. Add. Okay, and then we'll do some silver ounces. Let's go to silver. Again, perthbullion.com.au. I want to show you how easy this is. Let's do the 1 ounce buffalo. So I should have done 10, 5, and 5. Now, here's the thing. Am I wrong on this? And maybe the algorithm on there has changed. So I could be wrong. Okay, I'm really doing this on the fly now. Give me a second. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go view the cart. Am I right or am I wrong? Nope, I am right, mofos. Look at that. Look at that. You can see it right there. Shipping charge. Can you see that? Yep, free. Look at that on the very right-hand side. Shipping charge, free. Because 10 plus 5 plus 5 is 20 items in total. Now, I'll show you. If I remove one of these items, let's go update the cart. Let's see what happens on there. And bingo, bango, bongo. Once it updates, there you go, right there. Australia Post, delivery, $23.50. Okay, $23.50 because there is 19 items in the cart. If you add one more item, and out of interest, if you add one more item, I don't have to add one more silver round, 1 ounce silver round. I can add one more 1/10 ounce silver round, okay? And I'm only spending an extra $8, right? $7.95, update the cart. It goes back to 20 items in total. And what do you know? Shipping is free. So it does work, and I thought it did. So that is Perth Bullion Exchange. Mix and match and get free shipping on your order. It is brilliant. You can also, if you don't want to do free shipping, 3 months free storage. Okay? Free storage, or you can obviously collect in the store at their Perth store in Burragoon. That is Perth Bullion Exchange. Now, they also happen to be my brand partner. I am teaching them the skills to create consistently engaging content on YouTube and other social media. So if I was to go to their YouTube channel right now, which I could do, but I won't because it wasn't already up, they have got nearly 500 subscribers right now. They've got video views that have had over 3,000 views because I've taught them the skills of how to create consistently engaging YouTube content. As you know, I launched and grew Bullion Now's channel. I revitalized Ainslie Bullion's channel. I'm the Bullion Now guy. If you remember all those videos, all the big ones, all the epic unboxings, that's me. Creating all those, uploading them, titles, tags, descriptions, all that stuff. I'm the one who got them all trending. I'm the one who built the business, of course, with everyone else. But from the social media side, I built that from 0 to 20,000 subscribers by the time I left. Of course, everyone else doing the amazing things they're doing there in the videos and not in the videos. But I was the social media guy. So I built Bullion Now from the social media perspective. And they're still doing great guns. They have like 25,000 something subscribers now, still doing amazing stuff there. And then I revitalized Ainslie's channel. So I know what I'm doing in terms of YouTube for businesses. So if you go to instagram.com/itsjoemain, instagram.com/itsjoemain, follow my free content about how to create consistently engaging content for businesses. Also, if you have an individual YouTube channel, I can help you there, but mainly for businesses because you want to increase your customer base. It is one of the best ways to increase your customer base, kind of like for free-ish. You've got to pay for my services, but let's have a chat. Send me a DM. We have a chat. Could it work for your business? I'll go through, we'll have a chat together and go, yes, it could, or no, it couldn't. My short answer is yes, but I'll always have to look at your individual business or a business that you work for or your neighbor's dog's walker's business, any business I will deal with. And then you send me a DM, we talk about it, then I charge you money, you pay me, and I give you all the skills. So that is the plugs for Perth Bullion Exchange and myself. Let's take a look at gold, silver, and platinum on the fly, on the live. So here we go. I posted on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum the following chart right here. And if you're not familiar with Gold Silver Stackers Australia forum, you need to join. It is a great Great forum to join. Free to join. You can do free buy, swap, and sells, all that good stuff. Right here, gold ranging is what I said. After the brief spike to 2,430 US dollars, I've raised my final hurdle for new all-time highs from 2,400 to 2,430. If you remember, if you're watching yesterday, the day before and all that, I had my final hurdle drawn in at 2,400 US dollars. But when we spiked, not just a few days ago, last week, to 2,430, I ummed and ahed about it for a little while, but it seems the most logical to me now. That's the new final hurdle for new all-time highs. I'll explain that in just a second. This chart says there's the spike there. The floor we don't want broken is 2,350. We happen to find support there. Gee, what do you know? And hurdle raised, I want a daily close above 2,430 in order for me to say new all-time highs coming real quick. Okay, but before then, we ain't seeing new all-time highs anytime soon until we close over 2,430. And I will stick to my guns on that. Absolutely. Okay, so let's take a closer look in. So this is gold, the live chart. We're using the tradingview.com website priced in US dollars, 2,381.73 as of right now. So as you can see, this is the 4-hour chart. I'll go back to the daily. This is the daily chart. As you can see, we are just ranging between this area, and I'll just stick to my guns. This might be a very quick gold one. We'll do silver and platinum in just a second. Quick gold one. That's basically all I need to tell you. We are ranging. If we're below here, if we close any day below 2,350, we are absolutely dropping to here at about 2,300, and you would want to see this as support. If we don't see that as support, then we are, I would say, almost guaranteed. I'd give it a 9. If we drop below here, then I'd say, 80 to 90% chance that we're seeing the best buy zone eventually hit. If you're new to the channel, like one person I had just joined from Facebook, welcome to that person. You're watching live right now. My best buy zone for gold is 2,250, anywhere down to 2,150. Could it go lower? Yes, but it's my best buy zone area, my best risk to reward. Now, if you're new to the channel, if you're dollar cost averaging and you're just buying every single paycheck, just do that. Doesn't matter where the price goes. You shouldn't wait for me to tell you, oh, wait for here and buy down here. No, don't do that. Just dollar cost average is the best way to go. But while we are above 2,350, I only give this about a 30% chance of being hit. The lower we go, the bigger the percentage chance gets. If we break here, as I said, then I'm looking at an 80-90% chance we get there. But we're not there yet. Again, we're just trading in this range, but we're really in no man's land between 2,350 and 2,430. Breaking above 2,430, as I said, my final hurdle for new all-time highs. Why is it? It's a spike here. It's a cluster of resistance here. And then we just had that spike. As I said, I don't like spikes in the upward direction. Big spikes in the upward direction, no, not good news. We love downward spikes, in that way. So to give you an example, we love downward spikes. I think I tried to do this last time and I couldn't find it. But to give you an example, we don't like the big spikes, right? The candle wicks. These are called candles. Why are they called candles? Because you've got the base and you've got the wick right there. This is the spike. We don't like big spikes because it says, oh, buying. It can even say just a few buyers. Well, there's a bit of, and the sellers go, no, you don't. Not yet. So they go blip, 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 and they sell you down. Okay. We don't like the big spikes. They can say, oh, we tried, and that was a big failure. So some lower prices coming, and that's what you see after big spikes upward. You can see it right here. You can see it right here. And this is on big time frames, smaller time frames, and big time frames as well. A big spike, a big wick, and then we saw a couple of days, right? But you can look at this on the weekly time frame as well. Big spikes, no matter whether they are a green upward spike or a red upward spike, same thing. Look here, big spike, and then this is on the weekly time frame. Then it took a long time, and we didn't even break that. Okay, I don't like big spikes, but on the upward time frame. But I just want to show you on the daily time frame. But right here, where are we? That's even not really a big spike right there. I'll put that on the monthly time frame. so you can maybe see it a little bit better. Again, this is gold on the monthly. We'll go back to 2020. Gold in 2020, right there. That's going to be your March of 2020. All right, so this is why we do like spikes when they're going down generally. On the monthly time frame, a big spike down right there. What was that? March of 2020. What was happening in March of 2020? You know. So when you see a big spike on the daily, this is, although I will say this is uncertainty. There's a big spike there and a big spike there, but because we had the spike down as well, and it basically resumed the trend that it was on. So it was saying, no, you don't. The sellers went, panic, panic, panic. I'm going to sell. And the buyers went, no, no, no. I've seen the previous trend. The trend is your friend. I'm going to gobble, gobble, gobble. And that's good, right? So we like the big spikes down. We don't like the big spikes up. Big spikes up say sellers are in control of the market. Big spikes down say that buyers are in control of the market. So that's what I was telling you about the fact that we are in this range at the moment. That's why I thought after these spikes, and particularly this spike here on the daily time frame to 2,430, after we had this resistance and this resistance, it said, oh yeah, no, I'm moving that up to 2,430. That is the new hurdle. Closing any day above it says we're back in this good zone. So this is the good zone. This is the no man's land zone. And this is the uh-oh zone right there. Until we close a day, we're just ranging. Is that all you need to know? For gold, I will just make mention for my new subscribers, we're not getting there anywhere soon. It's not happening in the next few months, okay? Could it by the end of the year? Probably not. But out of interest, my next major resistance level is between 2,870 to 3,000 psychological value. Just keep it in the back of your mind. I'm just giving you for the new subscribers, just, blue sky thinking later on down the track. Will it be the major peak that we peak out for the next 10 years? No, I'm just saying watch out for that major area there. Okay, but we're nowhere near that at the moment, and we are in no guarantees that we are going there yet, because we are not above 2,430. We are just ranging. Out of interest on the monthly time frame, as I have been saying, we are already in extremely oversold on the monthly time frame on the relative strength index. Overbought, I should say. My apologies. You can spend a lot of time in there. I don't like this pattern. This pattern bothers me a lot. This and this bothers me a lot. And I'm just iffy about it. And it just tells me at some point I feel like and this is purely a feeling, and that's all I'm going to say. It's just a feeling, and I can be completely wrong, so I'm only going on gut feeling. I don't like this. And I don't know why. I just don't like it. Okay, this trend line here, the fact that we've taken 1, 2, 3, and we're not above it yet, I just don't like. I just don't know about that. Now, I could be completely wrong. Okay, so it tells me I just don't like it. I know it's terrible to say, but I'm just wary of a potential move down. Because we've been extremely overbought. Sorry, god damn it, I always get my overbought and oversold mixed up. Extremely overbought on the weekly time frame, and right here, we've already spent time there. Okay, we have made higher highs but lower lows on the relative strength index. We haven't spent any time in this general area down here for a while. More likely than not, we spend some more time in this general area. So I'm more likely to say that we're going to see lower prices before we see new all-time highs. I mean under here, best buy zone. So my gut feeling tells me there's more than a 50% chance. My gut tells me there's more than a 50% chance that we see the best buy zone hit. But my technical, analytical brain says that while we are above 2,350, it's only maybe a 30% chance. Okay, gut says more than 50% chance. Technical brain says. So gut says more than 50% chance. Brain says only a 30% chance at this stage. We're just trading in that range, and we'll see where we go from there. That was a really long way of saying we're trading in a range, and let's see what happens. Sorry, gang. So that is gold. Let's take a look at silver. Silver on the weekly time frame, priced in US dollars, $27.80 US cents. As I've been saying, we have been in, and we are currently still in, the best buy zone of anywhere between $28 anywhere down to $26 US. My best risk to reward. Could we spike lower than that? Absolutely. So we're just trading in a range, basically the same thing, in a range between $27.30 and $28 roughly. Okay. On the positive side, I will say that we've had this spike and we've had this big spike down. I like the spikes down. That doesn't mean we're just careening up from here. But let's take a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour on the relative strength index, we're ranging at the moment. As I said, we had a double dip on the relative strength index. You can see it down here. First dip, second dip on the relative strength index. You don't tend to see triple dips coming so soon. That's why I would be more inclined, and I will say more than a 50% chance at this stage, I think that we will see the mini rebound, as I was talking about yesterday. I will still stick with that for now, that we'll have a mini rebound up to at least this area here of about $28.50, $28.60. From there, though, it's any person's guess. But I just think that double dip on the 4 hour still remains in play. We could certainly keep going up on the 4 hour time frame. 1 hour, are we getting a little bit too... Yeah, getting a little bit too small on the time frames right there. So yeah, I could certainly see that move back up to that 28.50 area. Bear in mind, as I said yesterday, we have this downtrend line to reckon with, and that is still in play as far as I'm concerned. We need to close above $28.80 to $29 and close, above it, not just at it, but above it. So you want to be around about your $29 area. As you can see, previous area of resistance up here, a cluster of resistance. So in order for me to say we are out of the danger zone for the best buy zone to go down, or to go further down the best buy zone. Okay, so that's what I need to see, close above $29 US. While we're in here, it's still anyone's game. I just do think we will have that mini rebound. More than 50% chance, could be completely wrong. But you've just got to watch this resistance level here. We could have a mini rebound and everyone goes, look, we're back, baby. And then it goes, bip, 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 bip. Okay, so that's very much still in play. Why is it still in play? Because we are heading down on the relative strength index in silver on the daily time frame. Also on the weekly time frame, we are heading down still. So we're in the downward direction on the relative strength index as well on the weekly. So definite room to move down. So we're not out of the woods just yet. And on the monthly, we've still got a room to move down as well to come back to this support level. So you could certainly see, a little bit lower in the best buy zone hit. And of course, as I've been saying, not always, but often when you break out of a certain long-term trend line, you can often tend to come and revisit that trend line. And that's around about your $25 to $26 area. Am I saying it's going there? No, because that doesn't happen every single time. Get it, got it, good. That is silver. And for my new subscribers, like I think his name was Nathan, who just joined the channel. Hit the big red subscribe button, Nathan. But I will remain for now, and it's looking less likely, but I'll remain for now my reasonable highest target for silver in 2024. So we've got 5 months left to go. Is between $37 to $40 US dollars for 2024. Based on the price action right now, I definitely don't see it going any higher than 37 to 40. There's basically zero chance of that. As far as I'm concerned, I will give it a 10% chance of closing the year above 40 US dollars for 2024 based on the current price action. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. That's why I give it room to move. But my call for 37 to 40 as the highest likely chance, reasonable chance, I think remains solid, and it doesn't even mean we're getting there. I'm not saying we're going to 37 in 2024. I said that's just the most reasonable highest target. Makes sense? Good. And out of interest, by the way, I'm still very bullish on silver. I am bullish on silver while we're above 26 US dollars. And I'm 99% sure we're in a bull market. It's a giant cup and handle going all the way back to the 1980s. Look at that. Giant cup, giant handle, very likely, 90% sure that's going to play out, and higher prices coming in the years to come. As I've been saying, just again for the newbies, watch out for some resistance levels at approximately $75 US. And when we hit triple digit silver, it will be the greatest party ever. And you shall join me. And we'll have thousands of subscribers by then. $120 US. Those are the two major resistance levels to look out for. 75 and 120 US dollars. I think 120 US dollars within 10 years from now, so by 2034, doable, easy. Doable, definitely doable. 75 is so doable within the next 10 years, very easy. 120 is still very reasonable in the next 10 years. And the top end of that for me, this is the big macro view as I've been doing before, watch out for $190. That's probably getting to the top end of doable within the next 10 years. Based on the technical charts alone, not based on any black swan event and economic crash and all that kind of uncertainty, right? Just based on pure technicals, okay? That's for the newbie subscribers. That's gold and silver. We'll take a look at the gold to silver ratio very quickly. Anything to report? No, we are still above. We're still in the it's any metals game area. While we're in here, we don't know which way. It's clear which metal is going to outperform the other. When we're above here, it's gold's time in the sun. Maybe when we're below here, silver is still in having its moment, okay? And it will have its macro moment. So while we're below here, silver's in the macro moment, the trend is heading down. While we're above here, looks like gold's going to continue for a while. While we're in this area here, we don't know yet, okay? That's really all you need to know. For the gold to silver ratio, let's take a quick look at platinum and then we'll get the hell out of here. Platinum is still playing out its head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but currently still below the neckline of $950 roughly. So I'm still, while we are below 950, gee, what do you know? We spiked above, closed below. We didn't make it. We didn't make it. We spiked above, just above at $952, $53, whatever it is. And we spiked, but we didn't close above it. So while we're finding resistance here, this is just the longer head and shoulders pattern playing out. So while we're below here, I'm still saying where there's a 90% chance we're hitting the bottom end here, anywhere down to probably my best buy zone, the top end of my best buy zone at $900 US. And I'll leave it at that. You've got anywhere between $900 to $750 US in my best buy zone. Watch out for a big support level at $840 if we get there. But we're just in the, it's still playing out. What negates that? Closing above here, and that would suggest that's closing above 980 any day, close above 980. And then I'd say, head and shoulders pattern invalidated, and then we're actually going to sail up, in my opinion. But we're still there, 90% chance we hit the best buy zone of $900 US minimum. That's all you need to know for platinum. That's gold, silver, platinum, gold to silver ratio. And we'll do some final comments and we'll get out of here. We're at the 50-minute mark nearly. I'm going to try and keep it for another couple of minutes. Ben Ferrugia says, platinum to gold ratio. Yes, the platinum gold to ratio on the floor. It is at an all-time low. So platinum is at the most undervalued versus gold that it's ever been in history right now. Does that mean, and Ben agrees as well, does that mean that it's going to bottom here? No. Platinum could continue to be more undervalued, but historically, it's at the lowest point it's ever been. Now, we don't have a crystal ball, so it could go lower. It could just tank forever, obviously, but it's really low historically against gold. So there are people, and I do own some platinum, and is it still around? Yet somewhere there, but I won't show you. I own a little bit of platinum, and I'm going to be playing that platinum to gold ratio. I'm also going to be playing the platinum to silver ratio as well. So all-time low, I just swapped. You just swapped for 1/10 ounce gold for a 1 ounce platinum lunar dragon. Yeah, so Ben Ferrugia is getting more into the platinum. I should look at doing that too, a little bit around about these historical lows. Again, could go lower. But I did do last week or the week before a platinum versus gold versus silver ratio video. Go to my channel and just go to the live section. You don't go to the video section. You have to go to the live section because I always do these live. Go to the live section, find that video, watch it, and you'll see my thoughts on platinum versus gold, platinum versus silver. What else? And it is Nathan. Nathan R is first time viewing. Welcome to the show. Hit the big red subscribe button, Nathan. Wally was drinking fresh juice today. Good on you, bro. I love Wally. Wally is a long time person that I've known. Wally was, again, and Wally's happy for me to say, the very first person who bought unallocated metal at Bullion Now when Bullion Now was first starting. So I've known Wally, and I served Wally. I sold Wally his very first unallocated metal at Bullion Now, when the store was like still like it was like doors off hinges. Do you know what I mean? It was like still just he just came in and bought first person to buy it. Good on you, Wall. Let's see. I'll get rid of that. Let's see. Final comments, people. Joe, don't forget Ben's question, please. Well, I just did it. Tony Peterson. Oh, hello. She's here. BlackRock is poised to scoop the foreclosures up. They're talking about houses. Yeah, I can imagine that. In fact, first refusal actually goes to the government. Aussie banks, then supposedly offered to the general public. Of course, they're going to have first right of refusal. Naturally. Tony Peterson is bullish on silver. I agree with that. Jeez, Tony. Let's see. Oh, you got lots of comments here. This is fantastic. I'll quickly go through all of these. Finally, here we go. The internet just came back on. Good to see you. Lots of coverage. Right, so Tony Peterson says lots of coverage about, we're going backwards here, but lots of coverage about house values dropping by up to 40% starting 2025. Are you watching the precious metals to average house, the house pricing index? Do you watch that ratio? I do. Should I show you that one? Sure, let's do that really quickly. It's around here somewhere. Let me just find it. Gold versus, is it gold? Is it, or have I got a Bitcoin one? Bitcoin AU HPI? Have I got a gold HPI? Oh, I don't. Dang, silver versus one. I have a Bitcoin one. Why do I have a Bitcoin one but not another one? Oh, no, here I do. Gold versus, I'll just quickly show you. Okay. Gold versus the, now this isn't exact, it's not proper and all that stuff, so take it all with a grain of salt. But this is the gold versus AUHPI, the Australian Housing Price Index, and gold versus that. Yep. Now that doesn't, it's not, this might not be exact, okay? And maybe Wally who's watching right now, if you're still watching Wally, maybe you can tell me, is this a good ratio to watch? Am I watching the right ratio, the gold versus AUHBI, or is there a better chart to watch? So Wally would definitely know about this. Wally Chang, right there. So gold versus the Australian Housing Index, right there. So this, as far as I understand this to be, it's measuring, well, as this is going up, you're getting more houses for your gold. And as this is going down, you're getting less houses for your gold. Does that make sense? Right there. So it seems to be tracking up at the moment. So we are getting into, out of interest though, we're getting into overvalued. If I'm reading this chart correctly, and if this is the right kind of chart to look at, Wally, again, tell me your thoughts below. We're starting to get into gold being overvalued versus the housing price index. Now, this could be a really stupid one to look at, but this is the one I have been looking at on the 3-month time frame. Yeah, we're getting into that area. On the yearly time frame, if it will let me do the yearly, it does. Well, on the yearly, we're not even anywhere in extremely overvalued on a yearly time frame. Okay, and on a half yearly, we've never been since January of 2013. This is a chart that goes back to 06. So since the beginning of this chart, we've never been an extremely overvalued for gold against the Australian Housing Price Index. Okay, so the trend looks like it's going up. So are you watching your investments, precious metals? Are you watching your other investments against the house pricing index within Australia. For example, I do have the Bitcoin to house price index as well. It's getting up there, isn't it? Okay. And that tends to travel with the price of Bitcoin, as you can see. So that's the Bitcoin one. But yeah, that's that. So Wally, if you can comment, or someone else can comment below. Mark Fleming, good to see you again. Good morning, Stackers. Tony Pearson says, metals are the best financial protection, in my humble opinion. Yes, good protection against uncertainty. Tony Pearson says, gut feeling is your intuition. Yes, I am aware. It is. Gut feeling is the same thing as intuition. Trust it. I do 50-50. I trust my gut 50%, and I trust my brain 50%. I try to mix and match them. FST says, I firmly believe that Aussies should be calling those pokies rather than spikes. Nice one. Nathan says, I'm glad I held off till yesterday to buy my 2024 Perth Mint 1 ounce Dragon Bars. Yeah. I will say to that, Nathan, if you're a newbie stacker, sometimes you will win, and sometimes you go, glad I held off. I've done that a million times. Wasn't I smart that I held off? I'm glad I held off till the next day because it went down. If you're a newbie stacker, this will happen to you in the opposite direction. You go, I should have bought yesterday, right? Because the price is higher the next day. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Nathan, I was watching it on... It says many similar videos pop up when later. Yep. Good. Last comments. Tony Pearson says, I would love to see the house price to metals value chart regularly. Yeah, that would be great to track, in my humble opinion. I agree. I'll try and keep on that one. Wow, almost identical lines. Does this mean if the house pricing drops, metal will drop in line with that? No, not necessarily. No. Almost identical. Does it mean if house prices drop, will metals drop in line with that? No, not necessarily. That is Good Morning Stackers for the 30th of July, Tuesday. Of course, people, final synchronized slurp. We went an hour. I thought it would be less, but we had so much to talk about. We love GMS family here. We love your comments, etc. Join the GMS family by hitting the big red subscribe button. You get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you do, because with 517 subscribers in only, 10 weeks of the show, I think. And we did a silver giveaway yesterday. So when we get to 1,000, we'll do another one. Oh, by the way, I've got to send that off to the winner. By the way, Charlie Miller, who gave me permission to let his full name be known. Charlie Miller. Right there, who was Funboy02, whatever that was, won the silver giveaway yesterday because we spun the wheel and did all that stuff. We'll do another giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. We're going to be really soon at 1,000 subscribers because this is the winning team. We are creating a majorly huge winning community. If you like to win, why would you not want to join a new family in a community and join the community that is winning? Everyone loves a winner. So be a winner and join the winning team. And we'll finish off the winning with the synchronized slurp. Here we go. In 3, 2. That is it, people. I will play out. You are welcome, Tony. Great analysis as always. Fantastic. Have a great day, all, says CT from the Lone Star State. We will take it out with the theme music.
Oh, yeah, we're feeling fine.
You got to dance at the end of the show, right? Make sure you have your...
Grab a tasty beverage.
For the...
Let's get in the groove. Synchronized slurp.
All right, people. Stay safe. Stay informed. Keep stacking. And I will see you tomorrow. Have an awesome day.